So I'm here to tell you about a very, very recent project we made. It was just launched about 3 weeks ago, so you're one of the first in the world actually to hear about that. Is that on? Yeah. The presentation has 3 parts. First, I'm going to speak about how we got the idea, then I'm going to speak about where we are today, and the third part is where we're going from here. So let's first have a look at publishing and technology in general. When you go 100 years back, then we had those printing presses, and those printing presses were definitely technology. And printing press was actually the enabler for publisher. So if you didn't have a printing press and you didn't have access to a printing press, you were not a publisher. So technology was actually our friend, and it was the enabling asset for mass communication. If you wanted to compete with other publishers, you got yourself a better printing press, and then you had better quality, or even more intelligent, you bought a lot of printing presses and put them all around the country, and then the way to the consumer was very faster, and you could spread the news first. So technology was essential for publishers. Then in the last century, about in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, technology became even more important for us because we got computers, we got PCs. You see here a picture of accountants. You had hundreds of accountants in a publishing house, and you could all replace them with one PC with Microsoft Excel. Actually, the typesetters were another thing which went into digital publishing later and stuff like that. So the technology now also was responsible for our internal performance, not only for the external performance with the printing presses, but also for the internal performances. If you wanted to be a better publisher, you got yourself computers and you had more profit, actually. Then something strange happened. We call it the internet. And the internet made technology turn against us, actually. The big difference between the time before internet and after internet is actually that everybody, all of you, can be a mass communicator. All of you can be a publisher. You don't need technology or special technology to become a publisher. So if you hit your Facebook button, send, then you communicate to a potential 3 billion people out there. And that was the monopoly of publishers before, and now it isn't anymore. And what's even worse, it's not only you, people, joining the realm of publishing, it's also technology companies. Technology companies like Google and like Facebook are starting to go into publishing, and they're taking away our ad revenues, they're taking away our users, and this is why the whole publishing industry is actually in a kind of a crisis right now. So, what does it mean for us? We as a publisher, we have technology departments, but they are much smaller than those of Facebook and Google. And so we have to understand that we don't compete in technology with each other. So one publisher will not be better than any other publisher. If I make a nice feature for a website for Burda, and if it's a really good feature, then 5 weeks later, all the other publishers have the same feature because they can just program it. So our thought was, when everybody can be a mass communicator, then we have to rely on our core abilities, and those are the brands. We know how to use brands. We have brilliant minds of journalists in our houses. We can produce professional content, which is better than the actual stuff which runs on Facebook. And we have the connections. We know the celebrities, we know the politicians. We can make breaking news. But we have to concentrate on that and not concentrate on technology. So let me make a short sidestep into a completely different industry. That's the software industry. Something happened there in the last 15 years too. Things or parts of the software industry which were in the hands of multinational big companies like IBM and stuff and Microsoft went into the public domain. It's called open source. You see here, like in 1995, the server market for the operating systems for servers in the internet was completely in the hands of IBM. Now it's completely, like 99%, in the hands of Linux. Linux is an open source system. The same thing happened with web servers. This is the Apache web server. You see it rocketing up there. Those are the commercial ones, and they're not relevant anymore. Same thing happens with operating systems on mobile phones. Android is the clear market leader today. And it also happens with content management systems. Like 80% of all the websites out there in the internet are powered by WordPress and by Drupal. Those are open source systems. There's no company behind them. So how did we react as publishers? In the operating system field, in the web server field, in the database field, we all understood that in the last 15 years, and we all went into open source systems. We now all have Linux, we all have Apache, we all have MySQL. Funny enough, with the proprietary content management systems, we didn't do that. When I came to Burda like 3.5 years ago, I found a lot of systems there. I think around 100 different ones. And I asked people, why did you choose for exactly this system? And the normal answer was, well, we hired this guy from this company and he worked with this system before and he said it would be good for us. So there was no real strategic idea why they did have the system, and there was no functionality in the system why they needed exactly this. It was just pure chance, random. So we thought, okay, there seems to be something wrong here. There's something broken, and we got to fix that, and we call it Thunder. So now, that's just a chart about Burda, which is, we have external revenues, about 2.5 billion. We have 500 media products worldwide. We have more than 10,000 people. We make more than 50% of our revenues in digital brands. We have 320 titles outside Germany. So this is just to create some trust. So we're not completely crazy. We normally know what we do. But what's far more important on this slide is actually the left side. When we look at our brands, this is only Germany here, and only digital. They all have completely different business models. So we have a lot of questions asked from those titles to our technology department. Please do something with paid content. Make me functionality about communities. Make e-commerce. We need video. We need something for high-class fashion. And this goes on and on and on. But that's not the bad thing, actually. Even worse is what comes from the market. The functionalities required from the market are changing faster and faster and faster. You all remember the mobile shift. All of a sudden, all the users didn't use desktop. Jovan just said that. They went to the mobile phone. So with 100 content management systems, with 100 brands, and 100 vendors behind that, we had to go to 100 vendors and say, please, can you make the site responsive or mobile for us? And all the vendors said, of course we can. It's just $100,000 or euros or whatever. So we spent, for 100 brands, we spent like 10 million euros for having 100 times the same functionality. And that wasn't such a good idea. And we were very mad about that. And we noticed that now comes Facebook Instant Articles. Tomorrow it is Google AMP. And it will go faster and faster and faster. And it's not sustainable to keep up all those websites with all those different systems. We need to have some idea for inventing the wheel only once. And this is what we tried. We took an open source system and some custom modules and called it Thunder, because we thought that might be a good basis for professional publishing. So some wheels were already incorporated there. Then we made the first launch on that. That was Playboy. Playboy invented some wheels which are really only for Playboy, and we are not interested in them. But some of the wheels Playboy invented, those are modules, functionalities. We thought, oh, those are really cool, and they're probably interesting for the install for all our other brands, or many of our other brands. So we took them back into this Thunder thing and made them available to all the other brands. Second thing then was actually the InStyle. And the InStyle did the same thing. They invented something for their own, and they invented something for all the others. And then Playboy could all of a sudden use modules made by InStyle and the other way around. So this is the basic idea behind Thunder. So we're maintaining a central distribution, and all the brands add functionality to that, and all the other brands can use it. Asking why did we go on Drupal 8? There was obviously a decision process behind that. We said, okay, when we go with several hundred brands, we cannot choose a vendor, because any vendor is too small to maintain us. So it has to be actually open source, because only open source, because a normal vendor has a development crew of maybe 20, maybe 100 people. But in open source, you have tens of thousands of people maintaining the software. So a big project like that can only be maintained in open source. It's not possible to have it maintained by a vendor. So we also were looking for something that is fully responsive in front end and back end for the future. We were looking for something which was built on PHP. Now all the programmers say, oh, PHP, that doesn't even compile. Well, yes, it's probably not the most modern thing, but it is the fastest thing. It gives you an extremely fast time to market. And this was, so we made this decision. We integrated Symfony 2, because this is appreciated by a lot of developers, so it's easy for us to find developers. And as I said, we have a big community behind us. We also integrated a couple of industry partners, because we noticed we are still publishers, we are not programmers. So a publisher should not start to write a video player. Video players are already there, you can just use them. So we invited a couple of industry partners to join this Thunder Coalition, we call it. Acquia is doing hosting for us, Microsoft is doing CDNs for us, Facebook is integrating instant articles, and NextTV is making a video player and a really nice video content management system, which can be used by anybody who uses Thunder. So some successes. First success was, of course, the Playboy, because we proved that it's possible to do a website with Drupal 8. That was actually the world's first Drupal 8 website. Second part of the proof of concept was that the sharing approach is working. So Install actually uses parts of Playboy, and it works. So we were pretty happy with that. And it's working for Burda in Germany. And then we had a thought which is very unusual actually for publishers. We said, okay, now as we are pretty successful, why don't we go out there and make it open source again? So what we do is actually we invest millions and millions in producing modules for Thunder. And as of now, and in all future, we will always open source it and give it away for free to all the publishers in the world. That was not easy to explain to other publishers, actually, because they thought there must be something, you are earning somewhere money, you must have a business model. Well, no, there's no business model. Everyone can use Thunder for free and unlimited and forever. And our idea is that we hope that the community will jointly enhance the system, and that other publishers will start to make functionality which we can use later, because all the other publishers in the world are much bigger than Burda is, obviously. With the idea behind it that all the publishers get faster, all the publishers save costs, and we all benefit from the cooperation. That's the basic idea behind the Thunder Coalition. Just to make it clear, it is free and it is under the GNU General Public License, which means that any publisher can use it for free and can look in the code and change the code and take some parts of it and never speak with us about it. But the only thing that the publisher cannot do with it is sell it. So you cannot take it and sell it to other people, that's not allowed. So anything else is free. As a publisher using Thunder, you can decide when you program something and make a cool module, you can decide if you take it for your own or if you give it back to the public domain. Just to make sure, we are not adding any logos of Burda. We are not adding any ads, which we have no business model, and we will definitely not collect any data from your sites. And you don't even need to tell us that you use Thunder. It's not even hosted on Burda servers. It's servers. It's hosted on Drupal.org as a neutral entity. So the idea is that we work together and jointly build the world's best possible CMS for publishers. This is where we have the Thunder core team, which is actually the investment of Burda. We have the publishers in there, hopefully a lot of publishers all around the world. And we have the industry partners, which we manage. The core team looks like this. This is actually 4 persons, so it's not hundreds of people sitting there. It's 4 persons. It's 1 distribution manager. That's the technical head. He decides what's in the distribution and what's not. Then we have the partner manager. This is the person managing the industry partners. You can imagine if you have people like Facebook and Microsoft in there, they change their interfaces, they make a lot of noise. So you need a person here to manage that. We have a user manager. That's the person in the Thunder Coalition where your emails go to when you have trouble installing it, when you want to do something, when you want to add something. So that's the door to the publishers. And we have the contribution manager, and that's the person checking all contributions coming from other publishers, looking at the code, checking if it's good enough to put it in the Thunder distribution and show it to other publishers. Yeah, that's basically it. All we can do is say, join today, spread the word, contribute, and try to shape a better tomorrow. That's the idea behind that. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Jakub. Thank you for the presentation, first of all. What kind of data analytics you use? Data analytics?
Analytics?
Like big data analytics modules, or what kind of technologies do you use to analyze and provide analytics for publishers based on your CMS?
Well, there's the standard things like Google Analytics is integrated, of course. Google Analytics and stuff like that is integrated. There is another thing integrated there. It's called Acquia Lift, which allows you to focus more on the consumer and not on the article. Google Analytics always looks at the article, so how often was it clicked. There's another module in there which tracks the user and finds out what the user is interested in, so that you can build groups of users and treat them differently.
Can you actually retrieve the information per user deep down, drill down the information per user based on video consumption, for example, for video analytics? Google Analytics don't have it, so
yeah. Well, yes, you can. If you know the name of the user, there's data security in this world. So a lot of things are possible. Not everything is allowed. Is maybe the answer.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Anybody can use Thunder. So it's completely free. You can download it today, go on thunder.org, just hit the link and you have it.
And it is instead of what?
Instead of the content management system you had before. So if you are a company and you want to make content marketing or professional or corporate publishing and stuff like that, which companies often do, you also have to make a choice, which is my content management system, and of course you can choose Thunder.
So in other words, it represents cost saving, yeah?
There it is probably cost saving, because in the Thunder Coalition we will not have companies like Merck or IBM or people like that, because we try to concentrate the functionality on what the publishers need actually. So there might be different distributions from Drupal 8 which aim more into content marketing, which aim more into corporate publishing. We aim to publishing, or professional publishing, like from publishers, because we see that our industry has this big problem of just giving out too much money to software companies, and we have to end that. Yeah, I have a 2 minutes video about Thunder. Forgot, sorry.
Więc jeszcze obejrzymy wideo.
Do you visit your favorite restaurant because they use a high-tech stove? Do you read your favorite online magazines because they run the latest content management system? Probably not. You love that restaurant because they cook delicious food, the atmosphere is cozy, and the staff are friendly. You read those magazines because they give you the latest news, compelling stories, and awesome visuals. Just in the same way restaurants don't compete through their kitchen equipment, publishers don't excel in technology. What really matters are the brilliant minds of journalists. Yet no online publication can exist without a high-performance, dependable content management system. That's why we founded the Thunder Coalition, a community of publishers and industry partners united to develop the industry's best open-source digital publishing technology. Over the past 15 years, the media industry has massively migrated from proprietary solutions to open source. Guess what? There remains one area where publishers still use proprietary solutions. Or worse yet, they try programming their own software, content management systems. This situation has to change. So we went down that road and created Thunder, a community-driven publishing platform based on Drupal 8. It's free, and you can use it with no obligation whatsoever. You don't even have to tell us that you're using it. As one of the largest publishing houses in Europe, we have put all our experience and expertise into creating Thunder. We realized that maintaining sites was becoming less and less efficient keeping up with the speed of innovation. First, we created Thunder for our own publications, and you can already see it in action with innovative user experiences across our brands. What you can't see, though, is how it saves us costs, shortens time to market, and accelerates editorial processes. Now, we want you to also benefit from the Thunder experience. Join the Thunder Coalition now and help us build a strong open source community to make Thunder better and better. Everyone can use, develop, and share new Thunder functionalities, so each partner can leverage contributions from the entire community. Industry partners are also joining the coalition with services like video streaming and interactive content on a freemium basis. Together, we will shape Thunder into being the best open source content management system for professional publishing. Let's change the game forever by establishing a culture of cooperation and sharing. Join the Thunder Coalition now, spread the word, contribute, and benefit.